thyself. Ve ikke bange. Hello, my name is Slava. I'm from Bulgaria and I'm here in Denmark for the last 2 years.
My name is Abir. I'm coming from Dubai. My nationality is Palestine. I live here 37 years old.
My name is Jacqueline Tabe. I'm from Cameroon. I've lived in Denmark for 7 years, going to 8 years. And I came here because my husband was here and he was working. So I had to come to meet him.
I came as a student and I decided to proceed a career here. For that, in order to integrate in the Danish society, I needed to learn Danish.
I learned Danish from outside, ikke fra school, not from school.
People can come here and just start working in English, so it's not easy for an English user to learn Danish because you can be surrounded by English. Everyone knows English and they're gonna respond to you if you don't know Danish. But I would say that in order to be part of the society, you need to know Danish.
Because I married, I stopped school. I have children. I don't have time to go school, but I want to learn Danish, but it's hard to me because I don't go school.
It has not been an easy journey, but I'm pulling through because I decided to do what is necessary when you come to a foreign land. By learning the language and putting an interest to know the language, because the language acts like a key to many openings when you live in a foreign land.
So what I did is I started going to the university. They're providing different types of courses there where you can start from beginner. You don't need to have any skills actually.
Number one, I look at television all the time. My neighbor, she told me you must speak Danish. I go out for myself. I don't sit in the home because I don't like it sit in the home. I meet here, somebody from school, somebody from a job.
In Denmark, if you come as a foreigner, there's a language school where you go to learn language, the Danish language. There are teachers there that try to take you from one module to the other. So depending on how well you're picking up, depending on how well you are getting to know the language, so you can use at least 1.5 to 2 years because it's not just a crash program. You move from one module to the other.
I'm doing these Danish courses for 2 years now. And I reached the 4th level of 5, and there is a 6th one if you decide to go. But the Danish government is providing you with free courses in a sense that you're paying 2,000 krona and as a deposit. And then if you're good at what you're doing and you're reaching the next level, you're using the same deposit. And at the end, if you complete the whole program, which you can do for 5 years, you're receiving this deposit back.
We learning day after day. We stop it learning, but I try to speak with another people a little. It's not correct what I say, but they can understand what I want to give them.
I think that the most difficult part is that people are very prone to you to answer in English, but they have a lot of different associations and clubs, and it's difficult if you don't understand simple words to be part of that. And I believe that this is actually how you can be part of the Danish society.
When you come from my background where English was my main language that I used to study in school, with English you pronounce the alphabets like you see them, but in Danish you don't pronounce like you see them, so it's always difficult because you want to pronounce the way you know, but in Danish it's not the same. So it's like there are some alphabets you don't pronounce, but they are there. It was a bit difficult for me when learning the language. Yeah.
you don't want to be isolated when you're in different country. You want to feel to be part of it. And in order to be part of it, you need to know Danish. And this was my huge example and problem, to overcome that, to switch that. Although you don't know it perfectly, you still can understand and trying to be part of that. Because at the end, you want to be happy. You want, when you finish your school or working environment, to be around people that you can share your thoughts and interests, and this is usually coming in Danish surrounding.
The best way for me at learn from television. You can see news, you can see TV show. Forskellige, not same. It's not same.
So if I need to give some tips, I think that they're gonna be the following. First, don't be afraid to try to say something in Danish. I do believe that because in Denmark we have only like 5 million people, and they're kind of flattered when you try to approach them in Danish. They understand immediately that you're not a Danish person, but they're gonna try to lower their level and be more understanding, pronounce it more correctly and more slowly in order to reach your level, to match your level of skills.
The tips is that first, I made it a duty to watch English movies. When I'm watching English movies, I use the Danish subtitle when I could not understand the language very well. Then when I upgraded a bit in the language, I decided to start watching Danish movies, even though I'll understand only 50%, but the fact that I'm getting the pronunciation, because I watch the movies in Danish and Danish subtitle, I could recognize some of the words, but the pronunciation, if the pronunciation is different, so it helped me to, get to know different words in Danish, that when I come out to people and they say it, I can recognize it from the movie, that this was what was said. So, and also read books like that have like simple Danish language to help you, get a bigger vocabulary, to build up your vocabulary in Danish.
When you're a beginner, you cannot go with some roman or novel. Then you're starting with the kids' books. So I personally using biographies of Columbus or Stephen Hawking, something that I have interest into, and try to get it in a children's book, so it's easier for me to understand the concept and hence the language in it.
But if you give me some paper, I can read. I can read, but I can not write.
Maybe the last thing is go there and be active. Find your group of interests. It's very important to have something to do outside of your scheduled program. And of course, then by reaching more people and making better networking is definitely going to be beneficial for your Danish skills.
So interact with Danes so you understand how they talk and the kind of jokes they make, so you don't take it too seriously.
The best method depends on the personality. So if you're more introverted, maybe you're gonna find more information in the books, and then you can structure your thoughts and understand how to use them after that. But if you're more extroverted, maybe it's good to jump and just try to do it, and by doing it good and bad trial, you're gonna learn how to outbest yourself. For me personally, I do prefer books. I do prefer to know how I'm gonna structure my sentence and try to be also polite. It takes more time, I'm sure, but I think that the end goal is the same. Just speak Danish.
You don't have to be afraid to come to Denmark. Like I've said, the language is the key. When you come to Denmark, try to learn the language, because the more language you know, the easier it is for you to interact. Because sometimes what keeps us isolated is lack of interaction, because we cannot speak, we cannot interact. Somebody will be here 15 years and they cannot still speak the language. Even if you are a Dane, you will find it weird. So the most important thing is for you to come with that determination, okay, I want to learn the language, so that it will help me to interact.